Alrighty, friends, we are back. It's your favorite podcast of the week. This is Location Weekly. We are on episode number 705, and we are recording on February the 12th. And as you can see, if you're watching the video version of this, Karsten is co-hosting with me again this week. How are you, sir?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm down in Vienna at our headquarters from Spalmany. But it's winter. It's still cold here. It's kind of -2 degrees and snowy and foggy, and we're really looking forward to get some spring in the near future. But good to see you. How are you?
Yeah, same. It's the same here. It's around -2 and snowing and the usual for winter this time of year. Yeah, I'm recovering from the shoulder, but also now I have a cold, so dealing with the combo of that. But otherwise, I'm okay. So yeah, lots happening.
Absolutely. Preparation for all the events. I'm going to
Yes.
go to Singapore. So we are sold out. That's crazy. Happened today. So our LBMA dinner is already sold out because we did a cooperation with the NFQ conference down, the NFQ summit there. So we're part of the official program with the LBMA. So they promoted us, and within a couple of minutes, our whole dinner was sold out. That's great. So looking forward to this experience. It's 1.5 weeks to go to down to Vietnam, Ho Chi Minh City, and then going back to Dubai. And I will stay in Dubai for a week, have a couple of appointments there. Also, have a deeper look into the market, what opportunities are there for us as an LBMA. So they have this commerce city, the tax-free zone with a lot of e-commerce companies there and big brands. So I have appointments there. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Yes. And
Amazing,
bit
amazing.
of sunshine, maybe. I'm just dragging
Hopefully,
on the
yeah. Well,
winter.
yeah, Dubai should have sunshine.
Yeah, Vietnam
Yeah.
also.
Yes, yes. Yeah, it might be too hot, but it'll be okay.
That's fine.
That's okay. All right, let's jump into the stories for this week. So I'm going to kick it off. First is about a partnership that's happening between UNL Global, which is a Singapore-based micro-location and mapping company, and they've partnered up with GrabMaps. And I think most people globally in our space will know GrabMaps. They're a huge player in Southeast Asia, and so they've teamed up to kind of combine UNL's pixel-based mapping technology with GrabMaps, sort of real-time location data and routing data. And so pulling their addresses, their POIs, their live traffic information, and all of that together into a combined service. So what does this mean for businesses? I think if you're using UNL or GrabMaps, when you have not just mapping, but you have real-time traffic data, real-time information combined with that, it means that you can have improved delivery accuracy. You can get, things faster, deliveries, happening faster and more accurately. In the case of things like GrabMaps is also used for ride-hailing services. When we were in Vietnam last year, I was using GrabMaps all the time, as the local version of Uber. And I think from that perspective, just having more accuracy there in terms of locating passengers and destinations and reducing wait times for consumers, I think is a good thing. So I think nothing rocket science wise here in terms of new technology, but I think a very strong partnership in blending the real-time information that GrabMaps has with the mapping, pixel-based mapping technology of UNL.
Yeah, absolutely. So we had a couple of weeks ago the story of Uber and improving the last mile by using those Uber Eats drivers and things like that in reaching data material there. So seeing partnerships all around the globe and accuracy of maps and giving more real-time data into it, I think this is the way it works right now. And I'm assuming AI is taking part of it because they are now able to just process this lots of data into their system, which wasn't possible a couple of years ago. So I think this is helping a lot. Yeah, good partnership. Absolutely.
Amazing.
Yeah. Next
All right.
story. Our
Yes.
friends from Simon Property Group. So we had been in Atlanta twice with them together in their Simon malls, and they launched a 3D holographic ad network. They introduced this 3D holographic advertising networks in partnership with a company called Hologram Media Network and Porto Hologram across 30 of their malls. And what they do, they show shoppers 3D experience in the mall. So it's like a big holo box. So you all remember the old holo boxes where we had a couple of years ago. So this technology improved a lot over the years. So we have big displays where you can now show 3D experiences for that. And average viewers interact with those holograms for 24 seconds, which is a huge amount. In the initial weeks of this test, augmented reality features on the display also achieved a 35% click-through rate. So people are interacting, so they're watching, they're interacting with that. And currently, they have those installations in the different malls, some properties. So in Los Angeles, New York, Atlanta, Chicago, Nashville, and Chicago is a good thing because we can check it out in our retail local conference soon. And Sun is planning to deploy another 150 units by the end of the year. So obviously it was a huge success. And they're also working on the content side of it. So not just showing products, but they also have additional monthly live events planned featuring celebrities and influencers hosted on their devices to get more interaction. It looks like a big TikTok screen at the end of the day in 3D. And what you can see, it's like this. Especially younger demographics in retail facilities are using it and having an yeah, engaged customer experience at the end of the day. So yeah, augmented reality is coming, 3D objects are coming. So yeah, what are your thoughts about that?
Yeah, I really like this, as an ad network play across their malls. I think that people, that younger demographic you alluded to is interested in, this type of visual, engagement and technology with, these kind of 3D experiences. I was at a music industry event the other night, and they had one of the sponsor partners for the event had a 360 camera. Like you walk into a booth, and there's cameras all around, and they're just capturing content and then sharing that out to screens. And I think that younger demographic, is interested in this, right? Like they're, and if you can get ads running on these types of networks, and you can get 35% click-through rates, then why not, right? I mean, I think it's definitely way more engaging, and I think it sets apart, from kind of the standard advertising billboards, that we see there. um so I like it, and I like that, they've already got this in 30 malls. That's a lot. That's not, like, hey, we're testing it in two malls. Like 30 is a significant number, and planning to go 150 by the end of the year. It sounds like they see the benefits, and they're moving forward with it. So would love to learn more about Hologram Media Network. I'll reach out to them as well, and maybe we can get them to come and give us a demo at our event in Chicago. That'd
Yeah.
be fun.
And honestly, it's now coming all together. So uh, the bottleneck was always, do you have a 3D model of your asset you want to
Mm.
show, your product and things like that? And AI is helping now to create 3D objects. The memory capabilities and processing power is increasing dramatically. So with NVIDIA having this on-site chips in their small computers can use old chipsets to make this happen. So there's a lot ongoing. But when it comes to this pipeline, the 3D asset pipeline, it's gonna be tricky because you have to adjust right now every 3D object with a no standard. Google is working on a standard called Android XR for their devices, smart glasses, things like that, for XR devices. But still, we are missing this industry standard. We are coming closer, seeing those initiatives give a bit of push to the market and show brands, okay, there's a real use case because you have uplift in clicks and view time and things like that. So this helps. And it's not only, okay, there's a cool feature. Obviously, they have numbers helping.
Awesome. Awesome. Okay, moving to our third story now. So CVS, the pharmaceutical chain in the US, has announced a new feature that they're testing within their mobile app. Excuse me. And it's an interesting one, because essentially what this does is, if you've been into a CVS in the US, you'll know that certain items, excuse me, um, are locked behind cabinets. So things like deodorants, or razor blades, or things like this within their stores, are often behind locked cabinets. And so they're testing this new feature that through the mobile app, you don't need to call an employee for assistance. Sorry, to unlock. Instead, you can use the mobile app to unlock, I assume with Bluetooth or something like that. So I think it's interesting, and obviously part of this is they're trying to drive and increase the downloads of the mobile app itself, by giving it real functionality in the store. It's makes it more convenient for the consumer. Sorry. And it's saving employees time to focus on other tasks. It may have some play around improving customer loyalty if they have the ability to do this and they're using the app more frequently, and potentially tying that into some sort of points initiative could be a different way to see this grow. So I think it's from a tech perspective, I think it's interesting to add this capability to their mobile app. And like I said, from a convenience perspective, for the consumer, it makes it frictionless and way easier for them. So I like it. I always question, like I live in Toronto in Canada, we have similar pharmacy chains here. These items are not in locked cabinets here in Canada. They're widely available and open. This is a US thing. So if you don't have to bother an employee or push a button to ring a bell to call an employee, I think it's interesting. What are your thoughts?
Absolutely. So it's a good use case, and Bluetooth and the Bluetooth beacons are not dead, and the technology is already getting used for different purposes. In this case, to open this lock cabinets. It's honestly also not a topic in Europe. So European Union is welcoming Canada, just saying, so you can be part of it. There are some articles out there because your southern neighbor is not happy with you guys at the moment. Anyhow, I really like that they are improving this kind of technology for security reasons. They have always the fraud problem down there. And yeah, technology is helping. So also, I think it has a deep impact on the usage of the app itself. So a lot of those retail applications, they are not used frequently. So the only reason for using it frequently is coupons, and it's maybe payment functions. So this is what Lidl is doing right now here very successfully in our market. So they have the application out there where you can just have your coupons in and you can pay with that. So it's super convenient because you just scan the QR code from the app and then it's paid. Our friends from Asia would say, yes, what's worse in use for us in our markets, it is still new. Having those kind of functionality to open something or get access to hidden doors or something like that in a retail facility, maybe feels good because you're a trustful customer. So they trust you because you are a loyalty partner, and you're allowed to open it because you're a trustful person. So I really like that. Okay, now the big thing. The big thing
Okay.
is the Super Bowl. Yeah, last story for the show. And as always, it's a show of entertainment and new technology. And honestly, it was a good show. Super Bowl this year had a lot of augmented reality graphics in their TV broadcast. And Lix and Fox Sports significantly engaged this broadcast by interacting with advanced augmented reality graphics. This was achieved through a partnership with AE Live and the implementation of a LiDAR technology from Kudan as a company specialized in LiDAR tracking. So the LiDAR system scanned the stadium prior to the game and created a detailed 3D model, and we are back in 3D models of the stadium, and allowed for more stable and accurate placement of augmented reality graphics during the broadcast. So even comprehending for unexpected camera movements, such as those from the sky cam, so it's moving a lot, 7 cameras, including the low sky cam, and all 22 and Technochips, which is where they're on, are connected to this system. So allow them to locate the camera angle and then say, okay, we need this item, the 3D item, on this position. So it's like I saw it once in a 3D Unity photo studio where you have to track downward the camera position where you want to place something. So it's high advanced technology. It worked extremely good. And at the end of the day, the experience is much better because you have pre-selected information you can show during the game, and also have virtual elements just overlaying and being part of that thing. It looked very cool. So it's a new experience. And I think it's the way to a 3D experience also watching sports. It's not a 2D experience on your screen in the future. So imagine this technology involves you're wearing XR devices like glasses or something like that. And you have this whole 3D environment way in, and then you need those kind of technologies. That was great. Actually, quite cool to see.
Yeah. I'm coughing. I have this cold, which I think, I was at a Super Bowl party with a whole bunch of friends, and so this is what I got from the Super Bowl. But it was an incredibly good game, super engaging. The graphics, the commercials, everything was really cool. I think from the NFL's point of view, using AR graphics like this, really enhances the broadcast and production quality. I think it's super appealing, similar to the Simon story, I think, to younger audiences and demographics. So potentially widening the fan base to some extent. I think, from a fan point of view, like if you're new to the game, using AR in this way, is an interesting way to sort of illustrate, visually different play strategies, player statistics, other visual information that can be displayed in a unique way that you can't get in a normal, sort of television broadcast. So I really like it. I think it makes a ton of sense for them to do this. I mean, I live in Canada, so ice hockey is our first sport. And I remember when Fox was broadcasting ice hockey in the early days on U.S. television networks, and the American fan is not as versed in watching hockey as we are. So we grow up with it. We're used to seeing and knowing like where the puck is at any given time. And I remember watching on U.S. television this Fox broadcast, and they would have like this little red line that would follow the puck everywhere, so you could like on the screen track where this puck was going. I'm like, what are these people like? They need that to know where
They don't can see it.
they
They're
can't
not
see it.
sure.
And I'm like, okay, but like, in a similar way here, I think like if you're new to a game, this is where these types of technologies can really help bring new audiences, help, explain things in a different way. And it certainly appeals to a younger generation, right? So if that's, an objective of the NFL, which I know it is, then I think it makes a ton of sense, and it's a good partnership. So I like it. All right, that's our show for this week. You've been listening and watching episode number 705 of Location Weekly. We thank you as always for your time. I encourage you to go to thelbma.org, our website, and click on the events page. There's a lot of events coming up. Karsten mentioned being in Vietnam in the next week for an event we have going on there. We have our Retail Loco European event in Munich coming up at the end of March. We have our Retail Loco in Chicago at the end of April. And lots of other things happening. So just check it out, get involved, reach out to us. If we've talked about your company today, we would love to learn more. So reach out to us about that as well. If we got something wrong, let us know. We're happy to correct it. But we appreciate your time. So thanks everybody. Have a great week, and we'll see you next week with another show. Take care.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.